Jess's friend Jim came in to visit us for the week.
Yeah.
So he met us in La Paz, and we spent the week with him. It was great fun. What we quickly learned, and what especially Jess quickly learned about Carnival in Bolivia, is that it involves water fights and shaving cream. And she got hit with both.
I know, by like these little children. Ugh.
While we were in La Paz, we took a kind of a taxi tour of the city, visited a lot of the several of the miradors, the lookout points. And La Paz is just a gorgeous city, really. There's mountains all around it, and I think it probably spans 1,000 meters of elevation, you know, from the highest point of the city to the lowest point, which means that the streets are just crazy and windy and twisty and rising and falling. I mean, it's
like
insane getting through the city. Worse, way worse than San Francisco.
So when Jim was here, we went and visited the Valle de la Luna, which is the Valley of the Moon. And it has these really cool rock formations. And so we were able to take about an hour just tour through it. And we got some good photos. It was beautiful.
We also took a taxi ride into Cañón de Palca. You just come over this rise, and then the city disappears behind you. And you're in this gorgeous area that's just kind of pueblo and campesino. And I personally think that it would make a fantastic 10-year real estate investment.
So while the bikes were in for servicing, we decided to rent a car, and we went out to an archaeological site called Tiwanaku.
Yeah, Jess has tried many ways to say a lot of these names. Tiwanaku.
Tiwanaku.
But it's spelled like 4 different ways.
Yeah. So we went out there and we got to see like the Mayan ruins, and we went through that.
Incan ruins.
Oh.
Mayan are totally
Change it! So we went to Tiwanaku. And it's an archaeological site of the Inca ruins.
And pre-Inca ruins.
Yeah, and it was quite interesting. And then Greg taught Jim and I how to do a little bit more standard driving.
Yeah, we did some driving practice.
Yeah.
Did you shift into second?
Huh?
Did you shift into second?
Still in the first.
And then we took a ride to Lake Titicaca so Jim could see it. We found this kind of beautiful road that followed a little bit of a peninsula into the lake.
Yeah.
And just had a lovely time kind of riding around and seeing the different sites of the lake and all the towns and farms along the way. We picked up the bikes on Friday morning, which turned out to be Friday at noon by the time they actually delivered the bikes to us. My plan had been to ride up to Coroico, which is a town, I don't know, just a few hours, about 3 hours north of La Paz. And Jess and Jim went to the Folklore Museum and Ethnography Museum and kind of enjoyed the town. On my way north to Coroico, there was actually a landslide that cut off the nice highway, and that ended my ride for the day as it was getting late. At some point, I got another bout of bug bites.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what happened, but my arms were covered, and these were just brutal and itchy and really uncomfortable. So you get some random things that happen along the way. For me, it was actually my riding gloves. The leather shrank through all the heat and sweat and everything, and actually got too tight for the thumbs. So at some point, I decided I had to cut the thumbs. But then it was shredding more and more, so then I had to sew the thumbs up. So it's been kind of an experience with maintaining my equipment. Jim left the next morning. Yeah, which was a bummer. But I decided I couldn't leave La Paz without first going up to Coroico. And the reason I wanted to go up there is because part of the highway is the Death Road, the Camino de la Muerte, and this is kind of a world-famous road.
This is the most dangerous road in the world.
Supposedly so, mostly because a lot of trucks and buses and things will come on there and won't be able to navigate the tight turns beside the cliffs.
That have no guardrails.
And they'll just go tumbling down. So I took a ride out there, and along the way I met this really nice British guy named Charlie who was riding a Yamaha. He has lived in Bolivia for the past 22 years with his wife. You know, I went to his hostel that he has with his wife in Coroico, and we had tea, we had coffee, we had lunch. And afterwards, I tackled the Camino de la Muerte. It was not so bad, really. There were a lot of nice twisties, and most of the road is along kind of the side of a cliff. But there actually are a number of areas where there's guardrails now, and the locals actually maintain the road and get paid by the tourist companies.
Who rent bicycles.
They rent mountain bikes, and it's a really popular thing. So the mountain bikers go down in the morning and they descend the road, and I went up in the afternoon and I ascended, which was more fun on the motorcycle. So after just a little bit of traffic from the mountain bikes, it was clear I didn't see anybody for almost the entire day. And other than there was one section where there's like a big waterfall coming down this sheer cliff, and it falls right on you, and right beside you there's more sheer cliff. That was a bit hairy, but otherwise it was great, smooth going, and a lot of ascent. So it started to get cold and foggy and rainy, but just a fantastic ride and a fantastic experience.